Awesome guy.
And just
So
any Anakin saga.
this should be a fun match.
And I hear that he's normally he's your traveling bunny, isn't he?
He has been my traveling buddy for a couple events, and it's been a fun. It's fun. He's he is a good dude, and it's been fun to drive with him to. We took him. He and I drove to Indianapolis and Columbus, and I think we're still kind of figuring out in the fall if we're gonna try and do Columbus again or go to Denver for their big event. So it'll
Yeah,
be fun.
and yeah, I think you guys should definitely go to Columbus. That's just my personal opinion.
I know you do, but like Columbus,
It's
there's gonna be
fun.
more stuff in Columbus, and I haven't gotten to Denver before, so we'll see. It'll
Yeah,
depend a lot on
maybe like three things that are in Denver that you'd want to do versus Columbus.
yeah, but like I like to see the people who I like in Denver. So we're gonna see how it all breaks down. A lot of it'll depend on projected attendance. So let's see, AJ. Standard start going to grab Gall with You Can't Hide Forever. Is Jarad gonna try and slow him down with Don't Do That Again?
I think
He is
that would
not.
be a good. I think I was going to say like there's a interesting play there. Like personally, I think it's not like worth it because you give up the shield. You know that the dark side player has the potential to go out and get like the first light really quick with the objective.
Yep.
So
So I have seen some of these Saga type decks starting to stack like advantage just as a ping damage card, and being able to pull that with Don't Do That Again would make it potentially a little more useful.
mhm.
But it's for sure, wasting a shield to maybe slow your opponent down for a couple turns isn't always worth it.
Mhm.
But there are spots where it's not a terrible thing. And AJ uses I never ask for anything to grab first light. I really expect this just to be a setup turn. Pulling a sight, checking the malls to make sure he's in there. There's Maul, probably grabbing his saber as well with the saber grabber effect. Y'all are gonna get really used to today me not knowing the names of cards. Like
I
it's the
mean, do
effect
you
that
know the
does
cards? Do
this.
you know
Like
the names of the cards in general?
they're Star Wars cards, yes.
So, thankfully, our good buddy James Martin, Solid Snack, again in the chat, put out there and mentioned this that we have the decks that are being played today, and
There is a whole
there's
lot
some
of Rots.
surprises. Yeah,
Like that's the big one for me. Out of 45 decks, it looks like we have 15 Rot stacks between Maul and Vader.
I'm not
Like,
surprised. Like the Maul, because I'm not surprised by the Vader. Like the Vader just seems like it's a solid deck. People have been playing it on Gemp for a while. The fact that there's a lot of the Mauls tells me that people are going back to the Gemp Tom, the Tom Struther type of a deck
yeah.
that he made popular. So I think people are thinking about that. Clearly, I'm putting a lot of those Team Five players on that deck because Hayes
Oh, I'd
won that
expect.
type of deck. He won with that type his worlds. So why not go with that?
I mean,
But
it's a deck that puts Maul in play and drops a whole bunch of. Looks like Jarad realized he forgot his epic event,
oh no,
so he just went and grabbed it right away. Somebody
pointed it out.
pointed it out.
Yeah.
That's the one upside of playing on Gemp is it doesn't let you forget all that. And we see in chat Jarad and people saying AJ, who I know does computer stuff, helped out a lot with coding Virtual Set 23. Everybody involved in Gemp is so amazing. And Gemp just hit 500,000 games a
Yeah.
couple days ago. That's kind of insane.
And I think we have a trivia question, our first trivia question of the day. I think we're going to do 8 trivia questions, one for each game. We're also going to do some other various prizes throughout the event. So make sure you guys stay tuned into this. So, Garrett, you have the first trivia question. So I think with the honors, you should definitely be the one to give it out.
Mostly because I rarely actually come up with trivia questions because I have to come up with the answer then, and that's
Yeah, that's the
not
hard
what I
part.
want to do. So it was noted in Slack. Who won the 500,000th game played on GEMP? Get yourself a GEMP AI pack for knowing that. But again, like 500,000 games. GEMP has been so integral to keeping the community alive and honestly, I think growing the community. Like without GEMP,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know we'd be
100%.
around here. Carl, it was not Frodo.
No, we're looking for
So,
the winner.
well, and I don't think Frodo was even in the game.
I don't know. I mean, Frodo's always involved on GEMP somehow, but no, he was
Frodo
not the winner.
Frodo was in live in GEMP chat. There was a comment that Frodo and somebody were they thought they might be game 500,000, but they were not. It was Frodo and Tommy Lodge Porg.
Lodge pulled
So
Lodge like that would have been a good 500th game though. The
that
Lodge
would have
Pog
been
and the Frodo.
honestly that would have been an amazing game to be 500 for two players
And
who really came back. You know, in Frodo's case, came back to the game. There we go,
there
Jarad.
we go. Yep, 100%. Good old Seal
CO
Bibble
Bibble, who beat an invasion deck. I
with
don't remember
what?
what he was playing. It might have been WAP.
I think it
So,
was. I mean, it's
uh,
fitting that Seal Bibble would have been playing WAP.
yeah, and beat the invasion. Like, I remember that scene in the movie. And I'm not even being sarcastic. That actually did happen in the movie.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of
Also,
setup going on in the game right now.
yeah.
It was Anakin Saga versus okay, that's a lot less
Anakin's like,
fun.
boo.
And it looks like AJ Masterfold for his Gick.
Why not? Just in case.
You get the one out, you put a 5 back in because I think he used the
Well,
combo.
I think you have to use the combo just out of the fear of QMC. Like I know
Yeah.
QMC was one of the most popular light side decks at the Eclipse event, but that was so long ago. Think about that.
I mean, there's still 5 of them in here. There are more Watch Your Step and We Have a Plan than there are QMC.
And I love that. That's
I
awesome.
love it, but I am a little surprised by
But
it.
now it's interesting because there's 4 people playing Anakin Saga. There's 1 person playing Shadow Collective.
I'm a little surprised about that. Like the fact that AJ is the only Shadow Collective player seems
There are
odd. Shadow Collective is a
this
very popular deck.
it was, but you know what even more interesting? There are more my kind of scum decks than Shadow Collective. So props to Justin Carulli for bringing back my kind of scum.
Oh, gammies are fun.
Gamies are
So
extremely fun.
Carl in chat says Profit's really bad for Shadow Collective. Guess what deck is not being played today? Like that
Well,
is
there
a
are 7 people playing just there's 7 different people playing one deck for Dark Side. Those like right now we have 1 Carbon Chamber Testing, 1 Court of Vile Gangster, 1 Hoth CRV Walkers, 1 Hoth or Hunt Down V, 1 Watto, 1 Sit Your Course for Alderon, and 1 Shadow Collective. That's kind of interesting. But the fact, and then there's what's even more interesting is the new Walker objective. There are 2 people playing that.
well, that did just win one of the Euro
Yeah.
events. So, and like I like the deck diversity there.
Oh, I
Like
love it
there
too.
are because a lot of those decks I've looked at for Darkseid and been like, I think all of these are very playable. As we
Mhm.
did see, I'm not sure what Jarad was trying to pull, but he missed a pull and gave up a full verify
Oof.
to AJ. But I'll be honest, I'm assuming both of them could probably figure out 50 of the 60 cards pretty easily. Like
And I
they
mean, But I mean, here's it. What's interesting is Jared's playing the Falcon and Ray. He put them both up into space.
I'm
Like,
assuming we're going to see Solo with it.
yep, there's Solo.
And then I expect he's sitting on a all wings combo because we saw AJ grab Zuckuss and Mist Hunter or Zuckuss and Forlom.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm assuming Jared's got to have some sort of answer because AJ's got space. AJ's got Zuckuss in hand and he's got First Light in hand.
Yeah, and Carl in the chat is pointing out that this is not your typical Anakin saga. Because normally we will see, like, say, Red 5 with Luke Skywalker, V or Luke Skywalker Rebellion Hope.
Yeah, and those
There in
might
space.
be in there, but you'd see the Falcon as well. Like,
Well,
none
what
of
I'm
this
saying is you
is.
normally would see Han Chewie the Falcon, just because it's more. What's the word?
I've played it this way before. I don't have a problem because you like having Rey as a second target for Anakin Saber.
Well, yeah, true.
So, and Solo on the Falcon, like having a little more power in space is pretty strong. So I've played it this way before and I've seen it played this way before. So I'm not super shocked to see that. And AJ says, you know what? I'll just trade space drains with you. And he's loading up
Yeah, he's got
loading up the
Hondo.
First Light. He's got Hondo,
Yeah,
gives him a blaster.
Black Sun. So he goes. I think it's the. I forget which one that is.
We had Tim moving something somewhere, doing something.
I know that it's one of the two blasters. I just can't remember which one is which.
It's not the one that's a disruptor pistol.
Well,
So
yeah, which one's the disruptor pistol one?
um the disruptor is the Black Sun blaster.
Okay,
That's
so
the
then
one
this is
that's the Crimson Dawn.
this is the Crimson Dawn, which comes down free.
Yeah. Because there's a Crimson Dawn leader on table. And yep, he's gonna move them all because
Why not?
Jared's only activating like 11. So it's not a huge, well, I guess 12. He's got Walkling. So
It's more than that, isn't it?
1,
3,
2,
4, 5,
3,
6, 7,
6,
8,
9, 10, 11,
9,
12, 13 maybe.
10. No, I'm counting 11.
And then Walkling and one for him.
Yeah.
So that's
But no, it's 13. So
yeah.
I forgot the sites there.
Oh, Jared missed the 3PO pull. That would make sense.
That's bad. Yeah.
But it means he either drew it or then he used all his force into it, which might have been the impetuous
There's the other
for go to
site. So
space.
now I can go get 3PO.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the one's not a once per game.
No,
Or the
that's
one's a
what I'm saying.
Shmi. Yeah.
You can get either of them each turn.
Yeah. And there's the white border foil Anakin Jedi Knight.
With a black border Anakin Skywalker or Anakin Saber. It makes no sense to me.
I mean, a white border Anakin Saber is harder to get. White border
Not for
Hoth's,
Brian Fred.
wow. Nothing is hard to get for Thanos. But white border Hoth is harder to get. Like that's I was looking at yeah, the values on them are kind of crazy.
I know like white border Dagobah is even harder to get because like I asked Brian Fred at one point to get me a white border stone pile to give away, and he goes, "Dude, that's like double the cost of the normal ones, and they're extremely hard to get." I'm like,
it's probably more than that because I was looking at I had someone who shall remain nameless pick up some cards from me, and we were looking at something. He wanted a Commander Luke, and I was like, "All right, you care what version is?" He's no. I'm like, "All right, well, the foil's like $5 and the white border's like 30." So it was kind of insane.
I mean, that's also a Commander Luke. Commander Luke is just such a staple. Now,
Yeah.
if you really want to get fancy, like Chris Kelly, I know Chris Kelly was at one point was playing all Japanese Hoth for his Hoth speeder deck. And like
I have all Japanese Echo base stuff. I can set up Echo base operations with all Japanese.
I'm sad because I
I've
sold
got
my entire collection of Japanese cards to move to Pittsburgh.
so all right. So it looks like
Or my mini
Jarad
Nickels.
missed with the swing. AJ hit.
That's
Jarad
big.
is looks like Jarad is potentially going to add Battle Destiny.
It looks like
Oh,
there's
there's
a
another one. Force
well,
is
that's
strong.
the force is strong with this one, so that's one destiny. He
Yep.
can lose two to add a third destiny.
Well, and he peeled at least one card off the top, which might have been that.
Yeah,
He might have peeled the 2 to add one because he
four
might
and
just.
a seven. Oh, that's big.
So
And a
he,
four. He drew three destiny.
yeah. So he did lose 2 to draw one, and we do see the R2
Oh,
and red 5.
oh,
AJ
AJ,
might be using.
no.
Oh,
There, but you know what? He's got the kick.
yeah. He's going to have to kick out of it though.
He
Like
has to.
that feels a little bad right now. You do not want to be.
But I
You
mean,
really didn't
Anakin's
want to be
hit.
doing that.
Anakin, I
Yeah.
think Anakin was hit there, so it
Yeah, he
doesn't feel
was.
as bad. And there's ways for him to get
Yeah, I
Maul
think.
back, so it's not that big of an issue. But
uh,
holy moly, that just feels bad.
I like that they were like, yeah, we're not just doing math. Like this is just a.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
AJ
good
needs to
point,
send Phantom Menace to
James.
used. There you got it. Good call.
I was gonna say like AJ's not a he's a good player. He's very methodical, so good
Yeah.
catch.
And
Also,
Jarad grabbing Gick is a little bit of a surprise.
that's ballsy.
Like, there's a lot of interrupts that Shadow Collective wants to use that
Yeah,
are not
like Tim Simon's doing Tim Simon things.
Gick.
Thank you, Tim, for volunteering as
Oh,
well
I
as
think he might have been deck
pictures.
checking. Wow, we got enough volunteers up there that we can just do random deck checks. I love it. Thank you so much, Tim and Chris Schoenthal and Cal, who helped get everything set up, and
Breaks
obviously
in.
Scott, who what more can be said about Scott?
I don't
So,
know. Scott's an okay guy.
I mean, like
If
if you got to be a dude, Scott's a dude. So
I
you
mean,
know
he is the man, the myth, and the legend all combined into one.
he is.
Once we
So
see Mighty Jabba go down to the first light, I think if you're AJ, you're going to want to get that other first light sight out of there because you know it should be at the bottom of your deck at this point.
yeah, I'm actually a little surprised he didn't already just go snap grab that out of spite. I mean, not like it didn't impact anything in that battle because I think he's still peeling Maul no
He's
matter
feeling
what.
a lot.
Like I think he's still gicking Maul even if he draws like a 7. Well, if he draws a 7, he probably doesn't.
Well, if he draws a 7, he's still down by 8.
Yeah, which would be Maul and 1.
Yeah.
So then you don't gick. But
But
anything other than that, you're probably still gicking the battle. So that 0 isn't that big a deal. But he's just got to
there's that
decide.
0 on the bottom of his deck.
Yeah, but he's got to decide if he wants to get the gun instead.
That's a big get. Yeah.
Like if he doesn't have a gun in hand, I almost think going and getting the gun might be more important.
I agree.
As much as you hate having that 0 float and continuing to have that 0 float.
And that's what he's thinking about. Like he's got the sight and he's like thinking, do I want to?
The
if he has
other option, he's got Hondo with a gun on the first light. Swap Hondo and Kira.
Yeah. But that's a move phase. So then
that's move phase, but you're not starting a battle anyways, so you're fine with that. Yeah. But swap Hondo and Kira, that gives you the gun at the site and keeps you with smugglers going on board first light. Like, and he did grab the site, so he might be.
But I don't know if he like recognizes that line because there's Balatik. Like I would have put Balatik up in space.
Yeah, well, especially with the Balatik says Han can't add,
and he can't reduce, and you can't. Your opponent can't reduce at their locations, so that would be a drain of 2 up in space.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Carl, who's watching, says playing, both their leaders. So yeah, doing the swap with Hondo, you still end up with 2 battle destinies at that site.
Yeah.
So, and
Carl kind of double
Carl,
hero here.
yeah, and AJ also gave up the "You'll be dead" ping because making that move would have gotten him the "You'll be dead" ping
Yeah,
next
I
turn as
think
well.
I think that would have been the play.
Unless he's really worried about Jarad going hard to space with like, here's Luke plus, or here's Rebellion's Hope Luke, which we did see Jarad draw. He drew him for a Destiny somewhere.
No, I was going to say, was it the Rebellion's Hope, or because
Yeah, it was.
we saw him draw the 7.
He drew the Rebellion's Hope for the Weapon Destiny that
Okay.
missed Maul, because it was the AI one with Luke all in the Stormtrooper stuff. So
70s Luke.
yeah. So Ketwall, interesting, saying that he thinks putting the system out was a mistake for Lakeside. I disagree. A, I think Jarad needed the activation. And B,
We've seen what
Shadow Collective can very cleanly hold one system. They can chase you around. He's not getting jumped. Like, you're not going to see, I don't think you're going to see AJ throw down, like, here's Zuckuss and Forlom, here's a pilot, like, try and do this. But if you just pile at one system, Darkseid wins that game with the inconsequential grind. They'll just keep sacking blasters and getting them back. So I actually think putting the system out is fine because it should give Jarad a steady drain of 1.
Just now.
Yeah, it's. I'm. I see the thought process. Like I said, I think having played both sides of this matchup a few times,
yeah,
I think Darkseid, if there's only one system, I think Darkseid has a better chance of taking it than Lightside does.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You have to get both of those, though.
Make your opponent have it.
By the time you get both of those, even if he's already stacked up, like, you're not even as worried about the anti-tonal battle destiny effect. Both of his ships are immune to less than 5. He's just stacking guns if you do draw a 6, and then slowly but surely grinding you out. So that we're spent talking about all of that. Now you've got Anakin plus Padme going after the squad that AJ's really wishing he had a gun there right now. And there's a chop, and Balatik is hit and forfeit 0.
Nice and diced up.
Yeah. Mighty Jabba is going to add a Battle Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And Jarad's
Destiny to attrition.
Yep.
Might see Anakin add a Destiny to an
So Jarad chose not to add a Battle Destiny, although he did spin 14 for total attrition. And AJ spun 10, so it's going to wipe the site. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Ketwall.
I'm not arguing that if you have both those things in your deck and you put the combo together, you can potentially win space. I just don't think it's quite as much of a lock as you think it is.
Yeah. So there was a bunch of good and interesting matchups. Right now we do have 43 players with Mr. Chris Westergaard getting the first round bye. We also have a Jan Westergaard showing up, so that was exciting.
Oh, nice.
But some of the first round matches that we saw, Jared Napolitano on Dark playing against Greg Shaw's Light. Mike Danboyce versus Mike Pistone. Speaking of Mike Pistone, congratulations for winning the Friday night warm-up event. So
good for him.
Good job there. Tommy Lodge Plog versus Mark Walseth. That would have been a fun one to watch.
That would have a whole lot of potential. Walseth
That
tends
would have
to
been just the
play.
craziest deck. Like, could you
Walseth
imagine?
tends to play oddball decks.
Could
Like,
you imagine if Walsett was playing Lahore against Lodge Pog? That would have been great.
wouldn't shock me at all.
Uh, Matt Scott versus Eric Hunter. Obviously, this one. Joe Olson versus Brian Fred. That would have been a really fun one.
That would have been a good one to watch as
Uh,
well.
Benji Chu versus Chris Werfs, and Casey versus Johnny Chu. But I think the highlight of round one, though, was definitely table 11. Unfortunately, we don't have this one on stream, but Jeff Levine on dark versus Sam Tashima on light side. How about that? That would have been fun.
That would be the rematch of the Eclipse finals, wasn't
Exactly. Yeah. With
it?
Sam
So
winning.
that definitely would have been fun.
But,
AJ says, "All right, well, I'm gonna go back to ground and keep making you
I
work."
mean, we have Prince Chizor and
Danik, the soup
Danik
eater.
Jericho. Yeah.
So, and AJ's got the gun, so he can start
AJ's got
pinging. Start. Yeah, Steven Tyler's no longer touring, so
no.
you could call Aerosmith right now, be like, "I can take over."
I
So,
mean, why can't we get you know what, if you're playing Shadow Collective, I feel like you should have on your phone just ready somebody has a gun.
I believe it's "Janie's Got a Gun" by Aerosmith. And
Well, I know I know that's the song, but I'm
are
saying
you gonna
somebody's
try
got a
and
gun. So that way, like you just have to have like each character, like say Danny Jericho's got a gun. Just you just have that ready for you, you know. Hondo's
remind me
got a
never
gun.
to give you access to Spotify?
Hey, I don't live in Minnesota. I don't have to worry about driving with you to Columbus in November. But yes, Columbus, the Columbus Super Weekend, as well as the Denver Super Weekend, will both be going on the first weekend of November.
I think they're a week apart.
Is,
I think one's the first weekend and one's the second.
okay, I think you're right there. Yeah.
So,
But I know the Columbus is November 2nd and 3rd, which you should go because that's 2 days after my birthday, my 40th birthday.
and there we see another set that looks like Anakin.
Yeah, that's the third Anakin.
And we went Barrier, and Barrier got canceled, probably by Skywalkers.
I can't see which card he ditched, unfortunately.
He played it real quick. It got canceled by something because AJ threw the barrier in the Lost. And Anakin goes to get the saber again. Like,
Why not? And there's Daughter of Skywalker, so now she can cancel game text.
which
Oh,
yeah,
and a Wounded Warrior right off the bat. I'd like that.
All right. So AJ says, "I will get my 2 Destiny. Thank you very much."
Destiny. Dana Jericho will do things today.
I mean, I almost think Jared's still got a battle.
And Jarad does battle, as we saw him initiate.
Yeah.
There's an X-Wing laser cannons and another red R2 and red 5 with, I believe that's the saber.
Yeah, chop up.
Oh,
Danik.
and there goes Danik. Bye, Danik.
Oh, Rutro.
AJ is in trouble.
Rutro.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I mean, like I said, either way, Carl's going to be happy because Carl is teammates with Jarad. He's also a pseudo teammate with the Killer Bees. Like,
Carl's a teammate. Carl's a friend. I count Carl in the friend and teammate category. And yeah, he's cheering for everybody here, but I think AJ's in a rough spot.
yeah.
And there's Jarad adding another battle
Scanner
destiny.
Texans R2D2 and red 5. That's insane. And AJ draws a 1. Oh, he has the Sith
does
Fury.
he have the Sith Fury, which I think he was probably holding to try and use it to get back
and
Vader or to get back Maul, but
yeah,
that's a not much better. Like I guess that kills. Daughter was dying no matter what. Yeah. So he's at 15 total. Jared's at a whole bunch more than that.
Well,
so 15 total. total power and forfeit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
9 power, 6 forfeit. So he's at 15. Jared's at, I mean, he was at 12, 20,
24.
24. Yeah, so it's going
Yeah.
to be
9.
Shizor
Double
and
slope.
9. Ooh.
Early
Oh.
breakfast. Early breakfast.
And yeah, AJ's just peeling.
Yeah.
Ouch. 23. Did we miss a power
Well, we
somewhere,
said
Carl?
24. I think Anakin's what, an 8 or a 7?
I thought Anakin's an 8. I thought he's power +2, and he's a 6, so he goes to 8.
Yeah, when
And
he's on the
daughter's a
saber.
daughter's a 4.
Oh, he's a 7. He's a 7.
Oh, he's a 7. Okay,
So yeah. He's defense value +2 when armed with the saber.
that's it. It's GEMP
That's a
makes it
lot of
so
good
much
cards for
easier.
AJ.
I can just click on it and be like, oh, that's what it is.
Why can't we just do that now? Like I click on AJ and he just says it's power this.
Yeah, like
We need that feature in GEMP.
we need that in live.
Yeah.
Coders, get to work on that.
Well,
Just
we
have
have a
it
coder on stream, unfortunately. Like
have it played on a GEMP
distracted.
overlay constantly. So
But yeah, I can see why you're saying that
AJ's
not
kind of in a rough
build.
spot here.
Yeah, Jared's draining for
3. I mean,
3 right
Jared's
now.
not dealing a ton of damage, but Jared's killed Maul. He's killed at least one gun with the Sari.
He's killed the Shizor. He's killed
He did,
Konsker. He's
9
killed a lot of
overflow.
key characters.
And AJ's not really doing a lot.
No,
Like AJ doesn't have a lot of cards in hand, which is the problem. I don't know
but
what
now we
AJ
see
just went
why.
searching for.
Now we see why Jared grabbed that gig. That was such a like if AJ had the no escape, that would have been a good get for him. At the same time,
Yeah.
though, I think he would have got the Maul just to set up that again.
Yeah, if he'd have had the no escape, he'd have gotten them all back. So, and maybe he's sitting on the no escape to go get Shizor, which is why he peeled the way he did. But he's only got 4 cards in hand. Like, can you go after Anakin? I mean,
Carl, I think he lost 2 Shizor, so unless he's running 3.
yeah, he peeled the second Shizor, I think, to the Destiny.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't.
No, he did.
Yeah, I think he did because he also peeled the Sith Fury,
Sith
which would have
Fury,
been
he peeled
his.
the Wounded Warrior as well.
I think that might have been a
Yeah.
mistake.
Like Aura wouldn't be bad, but Anakin's such a tank at this point. It's ridiculous.
And it's Saga. Like, you need to try and run Jarad out of Anakin's, but I don't think you can because he's been retrieving
He's probably got like 3
for
or 4.
starting battles. I'm sure he's running
Probably got
4.
4. Like I feel like 4 is the best number. I see a lot of people run 2 and 2, but
yeah, 2 little Anakins, 2 big
but it
ones.
looks
It's
like
always a solid.
Yeah, I want to say he's running. So far, we've seen 3 big Anakins.
Yeah. And I think AJ's just trying to. You can see on the player cam, he's kind of tanking and sitting and thinking. And I don't know that he's got a line here necessarily. Like, I think if you're going to try and make it close, you just drop the dudes that are in your hand at the other battleground, put a gun on them, and like, that's not even going to make it close, really. Like, all right, so you're now trading the exact same amount of damage, but you're 15 cards behind in loss pile, and Jared keeps retrieving. All right. So AJ says, I'm going to force you to prove the all wings. Yeah, he's got.
I mean,
he's got
but even
force
if
field, Ventress, and force push in hand.
and he moves the first light, I don't mind that, but I mean,
it's fine. I'm. And masterful move to go get nothing. Yep. Just to track the 6.
Yeah. Which means that I don't
So
think maybe he's playing like one of each. But I
yeah,
think Shadow Collective should beat QMC without the Master Jade
yeah. And
combo.
that's
So just play the
6.
6.
The non-combo is huge because with Maul on table, that 6 hits Dark Jedi or hits Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
which is really big. So, and AJ's just picking some up, trying to find something. Now, let's see if Jarad does the activate 3 and go grab scanner techs and
Do all
drop
the
on them
fun
like
stuff.
Catwall suggested.
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but
Oh,
it
I think
also depends
it's,
on like what he's got in his hand.
yeah. I
We
think
haven't seen a lot of Jared's hand.
if he's got the all wings combo, I think you're 100% doing this even without the scanners. Like scanner text is cute, but it's really he's only adding 1 to the total destiny. So you really need the you want the all wings here.
Oh,
Without the
that's
all
a
wings, this gets a little rougher.
so it looks like in our matchup between Brian Fred, I want to say this is Brian Fred because it's table 1. Actually, let me double check that. No, this might be Greg Shaw playing against Jared Napolitano. This was posted in Slack. It's so you might not get it to it yet. What's that? But we have Rots Vader versus a 0 hour where Vader's facing down Ahsoka on Lothal. That's awesome.
That is spectacular.
But the best part about it are the sleeves.
Yeah, that doesn't look like Fred, but I know Fred put together a full set of those sleeves at some point. So, and we see there was Luke Rebellion's Hope plus looks like an X-Wing cannon and a retrieve. And Jared just says, yeah, I'm going to end this game here. I'm going to shoot down Zuckuss. Oh, take him into hand, shoot down Zuckuss. That'll get him. And AJ, this is where
Yeah.
you just shake his hand.
Like, why not?
You're done here, bro.
Like, you did what you needed to.
That might have been a Destiny to power. And then Jin for 1 battle Destiny and 2 close for the other. And AJ draws a 3, which becomes a 4, which Jared's fully immune to. Yeah, you're done, AJ. That's that space combo is going to be tough to beat through. You have to get it. You have to get early and force Jared to commit or take the battle.
Thank you, Carl. Yeah, you can't.
Well, Zuckuss is gone though. He shot down Zuckuss, so then he can choose to add to power. So
Yeah,
no,
Carl.
well, you're 100% right with Jared having all that time to put the combo together. That was fine. It's
this game's, but yeah.
Could Jared, if AJ had pressed it earlier, could he have done something with it? I don't know. So because he didn't press space and he didn't pound space, so Jared was able to just wait. And then when he moved in front of the Falcon, Jared was able to have all the pieces. So yeah, this is I'm not sure what AJ's trying to do here. Is he trying to fetch back to just go get Maul? And
I mean, honestly, like he has that right to like continue. I mean, if he can cause some big battle where he gets like 20 in overflow and
yeah,
Jared without a Gick or a Hojix or whatever it's called, like we
yeah,
might see something, but
I mean, he just doesn't have the cards in hand to do it.
yeah.
Like he's going to end up with whatever card he grabs plus Ventress and probably Force Field. Just so you can Force Field the Saber Swing and I guess. Like I think
Well, like you
AJ's
said,
figuring
he's
out.
taking out of space. He's taking off the ground.
Yeah.
He's not in the best position, but
No, he's not in a
AJ's a
good position
fighter.
at all. Oh,
AJ's
I love that. I like AJ a lot. I love people putting this, I love that he's trying to make this happen.
yeah, he must have learned that
It's
from his Star Wars dad.
Yeah, that's not me. I got my own kids. I don't
Your Star Wars dad to the Minnesota crew.
no, I think Walseth is Star Wars dad because or Walseth's maybe Star Wars stepdad because I ran all of it and then I went out for milk and was gone for like 8 years. So like Walseth definitely took over while I was gone and he ran the younger side, with all the Rosemount stuff. So if anyone's Star Wars dad, it's Walseth.
I mean,
There's Aura
you're
plus
also Star Wars dad to the team.
so and I like AJ using the Aura's blaster rifle a slip for the Aura with gun with the I think he got it. I think she got him. And first
And she's
aid
hit.
to keep the forfeit. So and I can accept Star Wars Dad simply because I'm old.
I didn't
Like
say
I
because
have
you're old. I thought it because you were wise and you have great knowledge to teach him as you guys travel to Columbus in November.
well, we just listened to Star Wars books on tape.
Mm.
One was very good. One was the first one was not good. Could not recommend Phasma less. The second one was pretty solid. So although Lieutenant Eli Vanto as a Southern hick was a little hard to get around. That was the second one was one of the new Thrawn books. Yeah. And yeah, Eli Vanto was the one guy, Eli Vanto was a Southern hick, and one of the leader guys was like Sean Connery, and it was kind of impressive. So
Well,
AJ gets a bunch through, but like his best case scenario here is he just wipes
yeah.
Anakin. Jared's got another Anakin. Jared's
Somehow.
got space. He's got one in hand.
Oh, never mind then.
He took one in hand on the X-Wing cannon draw. And he's got space. Like I think right now you just see Jared go, all right, I'll pay 6 to drain for 2 and
And
wait
you
for you to
paid
put someone down that I can attack. Like I don't think you put anything down. There's absolutely no reason to. Wait till AJ commits and then you go, here's Anakin. Here's my retrieval, here's the beat stick and repeat.
Yeah, and he's tracking really nicely too.
Yeah.
Like,
Jared's a very good player.
when he's on his game and when he practices, he's a really, really good player.
Yeah.
So, and he does do what you suggested. He drains for 6.
Pay 6 to drain for 2. That feels so bad, but like at the same time,
You're so
that
far
is
ahead.
exactly what you're doing here. You just don't make a mistake to open yourself up to something and just wait for AJ to put someone down so you can do something.
Yeah, and judging by like the look on like AJ's posture and everything, it's just not. He's not in a
Yeah.
good spot.
AJ knows it's over, but he's going to try and knock it out. So I notice the lightsaber lines on the names. I like that. We're getting fancy with our graphics stuff here. So I mean, our graphics team.
Oh, Ezra going down to the mall site. That's dirty. That's dirty by Jarad.
Honestly, that's this is fun play for Jared. Because is AJ going to go after Ezra?
Maybe.
Like you going to waste and stick your guys at a 2-0 you can't do anything about, or just drop a guy, swing battle, and wipe them both just because like it's such a waste.
Like he would have to put Maul down. Maul was the best answer for that, but
Oh, no, he doesn't have Maul. Like any
that's what I'm
character
saying.
that draws Destiny is fine. You put him down, it's such a waste.
Yeah, well, do you
And
think
especially Jarad can then just say, like, if Jared's got a Hujix, he just says, all right, well, I'll decline to draw Destiny and lock your guy there. Like,
Yeah.
that's that's just mean. And AJ's, you can tell AJ's posture. He's like, yeah, this is not the way I wanted this to go.
And to mention what you just said, like that's mean. Yeah, that's what a Yankee player would do.
I mean, Derek Jeter is probably proud right now. So, if he's watching, which seems like it's unlikely, but I'm gonna stick with it. So, yeah, AJ's just sitting and thinking and deciding what to activate. So he's leaving just one in reserve. And this is probably where Jared's like, "Oh, you do have your moments, and we'll just cancel your battle destiny." AJ going down. Is that Aura again? Yeah. It verifies it's a 4. That's enough to kill Ezra. So if you draw it for battle destiny, you just kill Ezra. If you shoot him, you still kill Ezra, but nothing else happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters. Yep. Okay, so AJ, oh, you get the shot and you get the reshuffle. So yep, AJ hit him and still gets the battle destiny. So maybe he can cause a couple points of damage here.
Not if he's got the Hujix.
Well, and I honestly, I don't think Jared makes that play without the Hujix.
Yeah.
But AJ's trying. Dark Time to add 1, 2, 3 to his power. And there's a 5, and AJ or Jared draws the 6. And I expect we see the Hujix because, yeah, there's no way you leave a guy alone without a Hujix. That's just a risky play.
Yeah.
So you stick the Hujix. He had force to pay for it. You're fine with it.
I just want to see Jared bring out the Mariano Rivera and close out this game at this point.
I mean, Jared's kind of got it locked down. Like, Jared doesn't really need Mariano to close here. This is he's already got it closed. Jared's got, a 6-run lead in the 9th. You don't bring Mariano into that. You just let your middle reliever continue to throw, or bring in
you
bring in a
Clay
rookie who needs a
Holmes,
little work.
you bring in Clay Holmes and let him give up the 7-run lead.
I don't know who that is, so we're gonna.
He's their current closer.
Okay, yeah, I can get you mid to late 90s baseball references like that. Go back to early 90s. I'm all over it. Current baseball references, 0 chance.
Checks his destiny. We see that it's a 0/7.
And AJ, who already force pushed, could not play the force push combo, which wouldn't have done anything anyways because it wasn't an interrupt, but whatever. And Jared says, yep, I'm done. I have absolutely no need to do anything other than drain you for 2 until you do something.
Yeah.
The Ezra play was cute. Like, I really do. I did like the Ezra play. It killed another character of AJ's for 0 benefit to AJ. But now you just, and there AJ says, yep, I'm done.
Yeah.
Not a huge shock. AJ was running into trouble there. It was not gonna. That's a tough match for AJ. It feels like it should be better. Like, Shadow Collective is such an obnoxious deck at times, but it was not anywhere near a gimme.
It was just Jared was extremely resilient in that game. Like,
Yeah,
with this time, he set up how he wanted to. He didn't care about the pressure that AJ was putting on, and he just said, "I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm going to do what I need to do." And there's the BB-8 deck box for AJ.
yeah. Jared played that extraordinarily well. We talked about it. Jared, when he is on, is very, very good, and he was on this game and played it very well. That BB-8 deck box, those were such an amazing thing. The deck boxes are gorgeous. That BB-8 one is definitely one of my favorites. That orange is just, it pops so hard in real life.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of those. Our graphics
I mean,
team, everyone
you can
involved.
see
Jarad, who just announced his retirement from being the marketing advocate, who did such an amazing job with all this prize support and stuff. Jared's going to be missed. There's big shoes to fill for him, but those deck boxes were definitely one of the best things that the PC's done in a long time. So hopefully we get to see the Darksaber deck box. I don't know if anyone brought it with all their decks or people have it sitting in their rooms somewhere, but that's gorgeous as well. So Jared stands up. Did the camera get a little fuzzy for you too, or is that just me?
That's you.
Fair enough.
Not enough coffee in your morning.
I actually didn't have any coffee. I ran out of cold brew yesterday and I didn't wake up in time to actually make coffee. Plus it wouldn't have tasted good with a quesadilla.
That's fair.
So instead I had an energy drink because we're still getting caffeine one way or the other. But
Okay, so waiting to see if we can get an interview with Jarad.
And what's our time look like for that? This was a fairly quick game, I think, actually.
We're at like 53 minutes.
Okay. So
That's
it looks
why I'm
like we're not gonna. It kind of looks like we might not be getting an interview.
Well,
I'm
it
not
looks
sure
like
if they.
he's talking to Tim Simon.
Yeah, he might just be checking in with Tim about the game. So I'm gonna step away for a minute. I will be
Okay.
back in about 5.
Yeah, I'll see if we can get an interview with Jarad, and then I'll let you know. And so we're looking to see about getting an interview with Jarad, who's currently talking to Mr. Tim Simon, our retired rules advocate from a couple of years ago. So congrats to Jarad for taking down game 1 out of 8. So good start for the morning, everybody. Again, we're just waiting to hear from Jarad or Greg or Cal or one of the various other players who are working today to bring you this great game. Okay, so it looks like we are going to get an interview with Jarad. Okay, so we are going to get a quick interview with our first round winner. I will do that, Carl. And I'll even be like, hey, Carl wants to know how many Frodos or how many Anakins are in the deck. Sorry, I'm thinking Frodo's. I got Frodo on the brain. What can I say? Frodo, our good buddy Frodo, is at the event. Brian Avery is playing. Also see Chris Kelly, see Greg Shaw talking over there. So a lot of good players are being represented. So again, if you haven't seen the update from Jared Napolitano announcing that he is stepping down as the marketing advocate, again, big thank you to Jared for everything he's done. He's made this game so nice for everybody since taking over. So big props to Jared, and hopefully he enjoys himself in his retirement. Okay, give me 1 second, Jared. I got you loud and clear.
In the seat. Am I good where I am?
Oh yeah, you are perfect. So congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Let's make sure our audience can hear you. If anybody can make sure that we're hearing Jared Napolitano, the man from the Clue.
Who?
Man
Jarad
with
Konsker, dude.
Jared Konsker. Sorry, I was just talking about Jared
I know.
and his retirement announcement from the PC and everything. But yeah, you heard that. Big congrats on the win. So what made you go with Anakin Saga today?
Um, today I don't know. I've been play. I don't know. It's the only deck I liked. We've tested a bunch, but I didn't really test that much. And I played this at the last event I was at.
So
No, no,
you're
no real reason. It's good. It's a mains deck. It's good. It doesn't
yeah,
die to like. It doesn't hit goes scary with all the weird EOPS stuff that people have been playing. So
that's fair. And so was somebody in the chat, one of your teammates asked us to ask you how many Anakins are you playing in the deck, and are you playing like a mixed variant of them, or are you just going with the one Anakin?
just a just just Jedi Knight Anakin, and there's like 5 of him,
Five.
and a lot of Luke ship. So
So we got
the idea is just beat people with Anakin, add battle destinies, and clear, which is what happened in this game. It's a good
yeah,
matchup.
so you mean I think the big turn was the turn where you forced out the Gick after AJ drew the 0 for Battle Destiny. Like
Right.
even though he hit your Anakin, you grab the Gick, which allows you to get that
Second
9
beatdown.
force
Yeah.
beat down in. Um,
It was better that he wounded canceled Leia's game text. It would have been a lot worse because I would have blanked Caesar. And he wouldn't have got
yeah.
Destiny. He wouldn't have got Destiny at all. But so that was a good play. But yeah, it's not a great matchup for him. I like AJ too. I hate to play him in the first round, but
So how do you feel going forward? Like and with this game, like have you been tested a lot?
mm, I don't know what a lot is. Last like I last few weeks we've been testing a lot, but I have not been playing a lot. Like I haven't played in many of the I barely played any OCS games this year. So, but the last few weeks, me and Chris have been playing several games every night. So we usually do that before any tournament. We start playing a lot.
So you said you've been working with Chris Kelly. How does it feel to work with him again?
Oh, we always work together. Great. He's not playing Hitco. You heard it here first.
Chris Kelly's not playing Hiko.
You heard it.
What is wrong with him?
I mean, you got to assume he's still got a whole bunch of Jedi Lukes in his deck, but his objective is
Is
not starting. He's not starting the Hitco objective.
is he going with like a Luke Saga deck?
That's probably right.
Because we noticed like we were uh James Martin told us like how some of the what the decks out there are. Would you be surprised to hear that Hitco that there's 9 people playing Hitco and Chris Kelly's not one of them?
9 people are playing Hitco.
Nine
Okay.
people are playing Hitco.
Unless well, Chris, you never know, Chris. He could have switched, walking, on the way down to the elevator. He left ahead of me, so he has switched
And
to Hitco like last minute in tons of events. So I haven't.
well, I mean, there's 2 people playing the Luke Saga.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably Chris.
So yeah, I mean, it looks like the dark side that there's a lot of different decks. I'm not going to tell you like all the decks because, like I said, there's a lot of them.
I'm
Um,
playing Sith Vader for my dark. If that there's a lot of those, I assume.
Vader, the Roth Vader, it's a very popular deck. There's 5 different people playing them.
That's not as many as
So,
I thought. Chris and me are 2 of them, so
well, I will say this: that's not the most popular Rots deck today.
oh, right. Yes, I know. People are playing Maul.
So now, is there any other deck that you were really surprised like to see like or in the meta right now?
I didn't play last night, and I haven't seen many today, so not really that I could think of. I mean, profit's like a big question mark. We could have been like, yeah, I don't know if it's good or like terrible, but if it's good, nobody's shown that build yet because I don't think it's that good yet. But I have a feeling that somebody might have figured out a good build of it.
Okay. So how do you feel going forward?
Okay, as good as I mean, I'm 1-0. Can't complain.
And we have Garrett back now. Garrett, do you got any questions for Jared after that
Hi,
game?
Garrett.
Hey, Jared. I should probably unmute my mic before I say hi. No, I looked like you played it spectacularly.
Yeah,
Like
it was kind of. I had 4 Anakins in my opening hand, so it was kind of like.
oh, good Lord.
I was like, okay, this is gonna play itself. He's gonna put down
Yeah.
guys, and I'm gonna battle him.
Yeah. And that's the way you want that matchup to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were just talking about, me and AJ.
Yeah. Don't let him get a foothold. Don't let him get started.
Right. Exactly.
And, finish it with your well, I have everything. I'll drain for a few and just stay on top of you.
Yep.
So congrats on the victory.
Thanks, guys. Are we good?
Well done.
I got one last question. What was the Ezra play just to be cheeky, or was that like to try and get the game going faster?
Well, yeah, I didn't want to put. My plan was I could just keep draining in space, pay to drain one, and then wait for him to put a guy down and kill it with Anakin. I was like, if I put, and I just drew the Gick the turn before, so I was like, if I put Ezra here, it'll maybe force him to fight there, and then, it did. It was a drain of 2, because what was he going to do? If he set up somewhere else, I could pay to drain 2 with Ezra and still battle with Anakin. So it wasn't cheeky or anything. It was the only location on the board also that I could drain 2 at.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
With the Hujix, I thought it was a great play.
Yeah.
Did you contemplate not drawing Destiny there and just have the Hujix?
I did think about it, but I
Okay.
didn't know I didn't know what he was going to draw. I probably could have after I thought about it, because I knew it was a 6 or a 7 on top. That was the other thing. So, but yeah, I guess it didn't matter. Yeah, I could have just kept him there, kept Aurora there.
Yeah. I mean, it was his second aura, so like he
Yeah, I mean,
didn't have another one anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he was at like, Hail Mary time at that point anyway. So I was like, yeah, he'll probably
Oh,
go
for sure.
If I put him there, he'll probably maybe go for a big beatdown. But
Yeah.
that was
That was his Hail Mary. Can I, cause 5 or 6 battle damage and
right.
make something happen?
Right. But it was too late in the game. Yeah, if he had more, he could have, maybe though.
And also, like, there's no way you make that play without the Hujix.
Of course.